Hello, my name is Tarananda. I am a follower of Vedanta Advaita, a non-dualistic approach of philosophical idealism. Today, I will speak a little about the concept of karma, that is the most important concept in the Indian spiritual tradition and a little misunderstood in the Occident. Let's start with the etymology of the word karma, which comes from the Sanskrit verbal root kri and it means to act. So karma means action, and in this context, the concept of karma means not only the action itself, but also the residue that remains in the agent as a consequence of the action. However, it's important to know that the word action means not only physical action, but also mental action, like emotions, feelings, desire, and so on. For that reason, everything we do or we intend to do is an action according to this concept. The mechanism of karma is not difficult to understand. The doctrine of karma teaches us that when we love, remains in us a residue of the same nature of love. When we hate, remains in us a residue of the same nature of hate. So, the residue has always the same nature of the action we did, despite the intensity of each residue be always proportional to the intention that motivates the action. For instance, if you refuse to help someone because you know that he or she needs to find its own way, this action leaves in you a kind of residue that is not bad. But if you refuse to help someone by revenge, the magnitude of the residue that remains in you can be very unhealthy. So try to act with your heart and do the best for everyone. But now, let me put a question. In what part of our body remains the residue? In answer, I say that the sum up of all residues is what we call mind. So, the residues are the mind, nothing else. The mind has many meanings. Some people think it as part of biological body, and others think it as something immaterial. But both are correct. Mind has a gross part, which is the neural interconnection in the brain, the neurons in the brain, and a subtle part that we call akasha files, a kind of mnemonical registers of the past lives' experiences. Okay, the gross part of the mind has two kinds of residues as source. The first source is the result of biological evolution, and the second, the source, is the register of our present life, mainly during the first years of our childhood. We may call those residues biological and social memories, which together are responsible for human behavior because they are part of the mind, and the mind is the active and cognitive interface between the world and us. The third part of the mind has the files of our past lives, and these unconscious files bring to us all the experiences of many lives, many cultures, and many families, and form what we call inborn personality. A subtle mind is called the manas in Sanskrit, and it is located in the subtle body, which we can translate by the word soul. Cross body or cross mind and subtle mind together compose our psyche, which is the source of our ego and personality. And in fact, all they are residues of past actions. Let me explain the evolutionary residues a little bit better, because these kind of residues are very important. We call them instincts. For instance, all animals have an instinct of preservation, which requires some grade of aggressiveness to work. Animals use it without a problem, but humans are able to change aggressiveness to violence, and this change is everything, and this change everything is corrupted. Violence has bad intention behind it, and so human being corrupt its mind with bad residues. A corrupted mind produces a corrupted fate, and because of that we suffer. This is very important to know, because many people have the wrong idea that we suffer because karma acts over us. But it's not correct. We suffer because the corrupted residues of our mind make us to act in the wrong way. But a very important point to be in consideration is that karma has nothing to do with the idea of God's judgment and distribution of punishment. Karma is an amoral concept and tells us that, in fact, sin does not exist. It is a human idea and has not theological support in spiritual understanding of Vedanta. Sum up those ideas, I would like to remember 2 points. First one is that we are not the mind, neither the body. We are the consciousness beyond all that is manifested. So, don't pay attention to your mind. Follow yourself, the consciousness, because the self is the image of God, and God in nature is your very self. The second point is that fate does not exist at all as a pre-existing determination. The future is being constructed here and now by all actions we are doing. Understanding this, we know that we can change the future, emptying our mind as Buddha does in the past. Okay, I think it's all for today. I hope that I could explain the meaning of karma in a modern way, and I thank you very much for your attention. Inviting you to wake up to light together, I hope that the divine in me greets the divine in you. Namaste.